Welcome back to Andertons TV.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon.
The Valeton GP series is my personal favourite of all the affordable multi-effects units. It's the one I use in my office, and Andertons has sold thousands of these over the last 2 or 3 years.
Thousands!
There'll be tons of videos about how the GP kind of products work on our website, on our YouTube channel. This is my own personal GP200 from my office, which I have added the new 1.07 or 1.70 software and firmware update to.
And I noticed that you called this patch here, please like and subscribe, because we are almost at 1 million. We only need 35,000 more, and then you can win a real clone. We would love to, for 2025, make 2025 a good year for something at least, make us get to 1 million. Please.
So here's the exciting news, and the reason we've pulled this out again today is I was kind of beginning to think over the last few months, is the GP200 slipping behind some of the competitors now because you can't get into the world of profiling or capturing with a device like this, which of course you can with things like Tonex and Nano Cortex.
The Moore one, yeah.
So, as of yesterday's update, the whole GP range, right from the new soon-to-be released GP5 through GP100, all the variants of the GP200, can now import amp profiles from the open source NAM neural amp modeling. Nothing to do with neural cortex.
No.
Ecosphere, whatever you want to call it. So NAM isn't hugely new. It's a few years old, but it's a constantly developing piece of free open source software where you can profile your guitar amplifiers. I'm not going to try and profile an amplifier today, but what we've found, or what we've been recommended we go to, is this website called Tone 3000.
Tone 3000! Turbo!
Which is a cloud-based sharing platform for NAM captures of amps on their own, amps with cabinets, pedals on their own, IRs, the whole lot. So basically, I'm going to choose a few models, amp profiles from this Tone 3000 website, and you can see down here the kind of thing you've got. In fact, if we go into browse, we'll show you.
You can't use a Mac.
What do I press wrong? So if I go in here, so if I hit this browse button, you can see all the different... Yeah, they're laughing at me because I'm so Mac illiterate.
Mac intolerant.
And I can filter this to only show me full rig captures or amps on their own or pedal captures or whatever. So you can see there's thousands already on here, and this is just growing enormously every day. So if I go back to my editor now for the GP200... And again, funnily enough, I use the GP200 Junior, but it's not the one I recommend you buy. I recommend you buy the full GP200 or the GP200X. It's the one with the extra switches on it, and it is definitely laid out, I think, to make it easier to navigate
with the extra foot switches. That's the one with the really long foot switches that look like really long.
The second row is longer, the front row is shorter. It's very clever. Anyway, all along the bottom here are my effects blocks that the normal GP200 comes with. So you can obviously load up all of these. And prior to yesterday's update, the amp block here would just have had models. All right, no profiles.
Models.
And you can see all of these models here on this list here. So there were dozens and dozens of them. Now with the update, the last 5 slots are called Snaptone. You can see I've already loaded in the first one, which is why Snaptone 1 doesn't exist anymore. And Snaptone is effectively the blocks that have been allocated for you to load in. I get 3 choices here: import NAM file, rename one, or delete one. So I'm going to press import. We've already
go up on the desktop.
Mr. Pete is just going to have to navigate around.
There we go. We've got some stuff in here.
So here are the captures. I've actually, apart from this Fender one which we did earlier on, I've not heard any of these other ones. So these are all full rig captures. So I don't need to add the cabinet emulation.
No, but what you can do, there's got lots of heads, so you can download a head and then add a cab within here. And this is super easy.
Within the cab on the GP series already, it was already able to support IRs. So if you want to load IRs into the cabs, you can. So let's just find, I mean, this 5150 is going to be pretty cool, right? So I just click here, I open, and I can rename it if I want to. So I'm going to load that in. Are you sure?
It's all Are You Sure? Load. Are You Sure? Yes,
let's load it. Here we go. Lots of
how
stripes.
much is this again? I mean,
so the full version of this, the dearest version of this, is $299.
Yeah.
And then as you go down through, either smaller versions of the GP200 will bring you closer to £200.
Here we go. Yeah.
Here we go. We've got no noise gate. Let me put a noise gate on.
But it's incredible that now you have the opportunity to get into this to the profile or the the profile, the capture market for that much money.
The GP5, which is coming in the summer, is
like a tone.
I think going to be under £100. The GP100, which is like a super baby version of this, is just over 100, and like the GP200 range sits between the sort of 200 and 300, and it's all the same basic sort of ecosystem.
Yeah.
Anyway. And now obviously that's my amp rig. If I want to add distortions,
the reverb already on there.
Yeah, the reverb's already.
Yeah,
so the reverb is coming from the reverb block in the GP200. The amp profile would have been captured with no reverb on it.
I'm not sure this is the right example of that sound.
Telecasters into 5150s.
Chapman DPT, links below for that.
Let's load in another one and just see what happens. Okay, so we've got two captures of a 1959 SLP, one boosted, one regular. Should we use the regular one?
Yeah, regular.
Okay,
I mean, it's one of my favourite amps. That
here.
new Marshall one, that is such a good amp, man. The new modded 1959 amp. That's definitely on my list.
Yeah. Oh, I meant to say to you as well. So what you can see where this Snaptone big image of an amplifier with the brand Snaptone written on it is, all of the controls on here, gain, volume, bass, middle, treble, etc. They will adjust the amp that we've got. So let's have a little listen. What does this sound like?
Too much gain. So, in my opinion, too much gain.
So
sorry, you were going to say. This is the thing with profiles and captures and whatever it is. The sound is only as good as the capture. If the capture is really good, or the profile is really good, done with really good microphones, like we did in the video before, if that's good, it'll sound good on any device, I think. But if it's a bad capture, if somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing, then it will sound bad.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't. No offense to whoever's done this capture, but I don't think this is a great capture. Too much gain, but that's just me.
Is part of the.
There's money to be made here, man.
I don't know if you can charge for these, but yeah, this is part of the fun and games of capturing or profiling, and the same has been said from the early days of Kemper right through Quad Cortex, Tonex, everything. There's no such thing as a bad sounding. The technology is not responsible for what makes it sound good or bad. It's the way in which it was, like, who profiled it, how did you capture it, how did you EQ it. A good profile will sound good.
That's why I always recommend. That's why I always recommend Michael Britt's profiles.
I liked it so much I bought the company. Yeah. Where was what does this happen if I'd reduce the gain? If you've got a decent interface that can do reamping or a separate reamp box, and you've got some nice microphones yourself, and you've got some nice valve amplifiers, for free using that NAMM software, you can just start profiling all your own amps if you want to.
But you have to be good at sound.
My gut feeling is that if someone is playing with the sort of Valeton GP kind of range, so you're spending sort of between £80 and £300, I don't think that's the person that's got 10 incredible valve amplifiers. No. So I think most of you will just be searching for free downloads, which is fine. Or maybe there are people who are selling them, and maybe they're really good.
Maybe I'll do the Deputy and sell it for like $5.99.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, so the whole point of this is you load your thing in, you say, do you know, I would like it with some delay, please. So you turn the delay on. honestly, man.
Sorry, could you do the jazz chorus? Because there's a jazz chorus in there I want to hear as well. And it's cool because when you go into this, and you can see what microphones have been used.
So you wanted the jazz chorus.
Yeah.
Let's open that one up, see what jazz chorus options were. Okay, so again, this is the free one. Yeah. You can see all the different settings, not settings, sorry, all the different microphones that we use to capture that. So you want, well, let's have bright on and with all the good mics on it. So we open that, we pop that in, and we load that in. I mean, again, for me...
It's super easy, isn't it?
Well... So the firmware update is free on the GP200, all the GP stuff. The NAMM profiles are free. It's just a gigantic freebie upgrade. And what's cool, I do genuinely think that this will mean that GP200 continues to be my favourite of all the sort of affordable effects units that are out there.
Well, maybe we should do an amp you can use in your office.
I agree. We probably don't need the noise reduction on a one.
You got the delay on there. That was a little tune.
If you're not familiar, again, as soon as I save this and disconnect the laptop, by the way, everything is in here. So you don't need your laptop connected to this in order to use those NAMM profiles once you've actually sort of imported them into the unit.
It's so clever.
That's it. So, like I say, GP200 I think is a brilliant device. Tracy Guns, he emailed me the other night and just said, I've got myself a Valeton GP200.
Really?
I mean, he couldn't be any more into his valve amplifiers, but...
Well, there you go. Anyway, this is cool, but it was not as much for this. It was more for
it's
this
100%
update.
More for this whole...
It's so clever.
NAMM thingy.
You learn it. You learn it. We need to get you on a school map.
I'm into it, man. I'm into it. It's so simple. It's so simple.
It is.
That's it. Links below if you want to buy yourself a GP product. That's it. Catch you later. Au revoir.